So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn. So prior to starting the MSQ today, I need to check out that yokai event quest because apparently it's very fate heavy, similar to grinding for the relic weapons that I'm currently doing. And they even overlap a little bit, so there's a good chance that while I'm doing my relic weapon grinding, I could also be getting the yokai event done at the same time. And it's also, FYI, a really good time to do a Realm Reborn relic grinding if you need to for whatever reason, because there's so many people that have been out doing the fates in like just a big mob group that it clears them so much faster. So that is probably what we're gonna do today. And then we can always go into MSQ after, since if I have to grind like a whole lot of fates, I can't guarantee I'll get the yokai thing done in one go. There's a good chance I'll have to do it in parts. So where am I to begin with? I'm in Lenosha. Okay, so I want to check on something first. I have an itinerary. I tend to want to maybe stick to it. I felt like I ran way farther. Did they increase that? Did they actually listen? Or am I just losing my mind? I can hardly recognize the recruits we started with, Commander. In fact, I've heard rumors making the rounds of the Maelstrom Command that our squadron is on the short list for the next big assignment. Okay, once one or more squadron members leaves level 40. Promotion mission. Let's see. Wait. An inactive chemistry will be lost upon. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I didn't do it yet. Okay. How close are we? We're level 49. Squadron isn't ready for this mission. But they could be! They could be, don't you understand? Ooh. There's a really good chance that if we train up tactics, if we do basic tactical training... Ooh, wait, did I already do it? Is it now done? I look exhausted. Maybe that's what I was doing last time. I was getting ready for that. Ooh, ooh. Do it. Deploy. Alright. Okay. We'll see next time if I actually get these done. Oh, another reason I'm recording too is I had some like weird issues with YouTube this morning, which was a sign that my graphics drivers were out of date. So that's another reason I'm recording and streaming at the same time, is just in case things go tits up, which sometimes it does with new updates. Okay. Let's go to... Don't know what these new ones are. Thanalan. Ulda. I love spoilers in the map list. One of them was still blocked out though, so I bet that's some big spoiler place. Let's check out... One of these has to be the yokai guy. Nope. Poor healed youth. Yeah. Here it is, little kitty cat. The poor healed youth is visibly vexed. This quest is available for a limited time only. Yeah, literally said until next patch, so... What's this? A yokai the yokai watch, which binds to you for life, so I don't know how I feel about that. A yokai medal, which is basically like a Pokeball for keeping the yokai. And the yokai medallion. Pokedex. How could I have lost? My strategy was foolproof. Listen, friend, if you have an inclination towards that Lord of a Million game at the Saucer, I'd say you best think twice. I spent a fortune on my critters and had scores of victories to boast. Then some newcomer waltzed up and challenged me. I knew there was something strange about him. An aura with hair of vibrant hue, glistening In his eye, they called him the marauding executive of some such. An hour, you say? Still, I'm not one to turn down a match, novice or veteran. Hells, I even gave him a head start. But the minions he used, they weren't like anything I've ever seen before. They were demons, I tell you. Well, yokai does, in a way, mean like a dark spirit in Japanese. I accused him of cheating, but he said he had petitioned the Gold Saucer to use them for battle, and the little buggers were approved. Needless to say, my beloved team was torn to shreds every time. Now that I think about it, since yokai keeps the spirits in little medallions, and that's also what they used in the Honkai Star Rail event with Topaz and Numby, it might have been a double cross-reference for Pokemon and yokai. I just now realized that. It seems like anything qualifies these days. I've completely lost my appetite for the game, but if you're curious about these so-called minions, you should head over to the Gold Saucer and take a look yourself. He was still loitering around there when I left. Yokai Watch. Quest received. Now let me play Wibble Wobble again. I missed that game so much. Speaking of... Where do I have? It's in actions and traits. I got another minion while grinding. It was this thing. A pudgy puck. Fattened from birth to be a succulent snack for the sadistics. Deropes. This fledgling puck's excess baggage ensures that even if he attempts to flee, he will not be getting that far. I got this from defeating like a big ogre out in Corthus. It was like one of the ones you have to team up with a lot of people to do a fate. Okay. Complete game changer. Speak with the wandering executive at Gold Saucer. So I could probably actually just... There we go. Can I help you? Oh, I suppose word has gotten around about this little fellow. I'd be delighted to tell you about him, truly, but I'm afraid I'm preoccupied at the moment. I'm waiting for someone who is unreasonably late. Wait, now that you think about it, you're an adventurer, aren't you? Alternatively, I may have a proposition for you. If you can help me out, I will tell you more about my feline friend here. Do you accept? Sure. I can't see said feline friend behind all the people, but... And the deal is struck. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a tradesman, come from beyond the borders of Eorzea. Though I am a slave to Wanderlust, I occasionally return to my homeland, where I manage a sizable company that deals in eccentric commodities. Thus the locals called me the Wandering Executive, and I wear the title with pride. I am often accompanied by an erudite traveling companion, but he appears to have gotten quite lost on his journey. We were strolling through the twilight of the Black Shroud when he grew excited and scampered off to some sightseeing of his own. Trying to get a better look at this dude. Ah, there we go. Down here. He was aware he had some affairs to take care of here, so I thought to let him enjoy himself while I finished my tasks. And stayed in one spot, but he hasn't showed up in hours. Perhaps you could ask around the Bent Branch for a way to find out what's keeping him? Oh, I almost forgot to mention, my friend is not of my tribe. He's a rotund little soul, white as snow, and floats through the air like a cloud. Except if clouds could speak, I would hope that he wouldn't be as long-winded as he. We've got two! I'd probably get one. Probably talking about the ghost. The ghost who binds us into a contract after we free him from what the monk's basically designed as a gachapon. Stick in a corner, turn the handle, get cursed. That sounds like a Moogle, sure enough. Quiet as a mouse when they're hiding, but once they reveal themselves, they never stop chattering. The ones I saw a few nights ago was 100 yalms away and I could still hear his voice. I was peering off into the distance between the boughs of the trees when I sighted a well-dressed hour traveler with fiery violet hair and a Moogle flying beside him. That was a strange sight, if I do say so myself. Okay. Great oogly moogly. We're looking for Moogles. Haven't seen anything like that. But it seems too coincidental that there was talk in Gridania recently about an unnatural being that was disturbing the elementals. The Podules were saying that they've never seen a spirit like it, and feared it would take the 12s would. Seedseer Owa Pepsi Pepsi. Pezzy himself sealed it away near the guardian tree. White round and floats through the air. Are you sure it's a person? Because I'd say you're searching for one of the Moogles. In any case, you'd be out of luck, since they only appear when they want to be seen. Unfortunately, I don't remember most of the names of the yokai. Guardian tree. Like, I know the little orange cat probably has Nanyan in there somewhere, but it's been a long time since I've done anything Yokai Watch. About, I want to say 2014? A gentle breeze rustles the leaves of the guardian tree as the antiquated stone vessel sits unmoving underneath. Yes, it was a stone gachapon. Nevertheless, you cannot help but feel a shiver up your spine. Put in a coin and turn the crank. It was a stone gachapon, and it was under a tree. And then he gives us the watch to become a yokai master. The problem being, we can never ever take it off. Get out of here, you spooky ghost. Balloon looking. Oh, I get it. They put it in that. They Final Fantasy XIV-ified the gachapon. Open it up. Twist it. White ghost in 3, 2. Yep, that's him. Whisper, that was his name. Ah, you have freed me. Much appreciated indeed. But where are my manners? Whisper at your service. I'm a yokai, a supernatural being. I know. You're wondering why I was in that spooky stone capsule. I was floating along, taking in the scenery when night fell and I lost sight of the path. I wandered until I came across a small boy and asked him how to return to Bent Branch. But the self-righteous horn-child declared me an unnatural presence in the forest and locked me away. Oh, I was so horribly cramped. I guess that's our replacement for spirit monks. Why would he do such a thing to an innocent visitor of this land? I never said I was an evil supernatural being. I was defenseless, I tell you. Utterly defenseless, unwary, vulnerable. Anyway, I happen to come from a tribe of yokai who know how to reward their liberations properly, and therefore I have a gift to bestow upon you, my new corporeal friend. Here. That impressive device is called a yokai watch. It will allow you to encounter other supernatural beings like myself. With that on your wrist, the mundane will become magnificent. Oh, the unbelievable things you will see with that watch. If it weren't broken. Oh, no. Now, do not think I would give my savior a watch entirely beyond repair. It's just that I had not found someone worthy enough for a long time. My friend had been meaning to take a look at it, but... Yes, that's him all right. He sent you to rescue me? Splendid, splendid. So he was waiting for me at the gold saucer, was he? Had I not gotten lost and put in my precarious position, I surely would have set off for the desert at once. Let us depart without delay. If you give the watch to him when we arrive, I am sure he will prepare it for you, and then it will allow you to encounter unbelievable things like myself. Yeah, the watch is kind of like a Pokeball in that it can capture stuff and put things into a medallion. It also has a little flashlight that can reveal where yokai are. Admittedly, the game is a lot more popular in Japan, largely because a lot of the mythos to do with the game, the critters it's based on and stuff, is really, really heavy in Japanese mythology. And kind of as a result, I don't think a lot of American kids kind of got the appeal. Definitely not as much as like Pokemon or Digimon did, which were meant for kind of a more roundabout audience. Whereas a lot of the creatures in yokai are built upon very specific Japanese fables. So they're kind of like fairy tales and stuff. Oh, you reached the gold saucer at last! Now would be the opportune moment to present my pal with this stylish yokai watch. If I confer it upon you, he'll find a way to mend it in no time, since he is a creator, or a creative sort. That's also why, too, Digimon Ghost Game was fairly unpopular in the West, but if you're someone who knows a lot of yokai stories and lots of bits of Japanese mythology, then you see them as the little vignettes that they are transformed into Digimon stories. So personally, I really enjoyed Digimon Ghost Game, but that's also because I know a lot of these mythologies, and therefore I kind of get the idea behind it. They're kind of like ghost stories for children in Japan, if that makes sense. Whisper explained everything that transpired. What luck were you able to find, my friend? Had you not, I would have never known he had been sealed inside the vessel. You have my sincerest gratitude. He told me you have something to show me as well. That's also why the yokai watch games have multiple video games in Japan, but I think only one. Now technically two, if you count Wiggle Watch, got released in the West. But yeah, over in Japan it's way more popular. Hence why it's crossovered. Oh, I see. So we decided to give you the yokai watch. A broken yokai watch, rather. However, there's no need to worry. Whatever my spirited companion did to it appears to be completely repairable. Wait a moment while I get out my tools. As I see. Unjam the slot, set the hand back a couple of ticks, polish up the face, and... Success! Your watch is now in excellent shape. Come on, take it. And a bargain is a bargain. You wish to know more about my mysterious minions, yes? I'm certain Whisper mentioned this yokai to you. I brought a handful of these supernatural beings with me from my homeland. Like Whisper, this feisty feline is also a yokai, but from a different tribe. Some yokai grow to be quite friendly once they get to know you. Others, however, are mischievous and blamed for otherwise inexplicable happenings. Well, they are technically tied to it. If you wish, I can introduce you to the more affable ones I've brought. Should the yokai warm up to you, they'll be stalwart allies who you can summon and fight at your command. Well, like the gold saucer anyway. But there's a slight caveat. I cannot accept Eorzean currency for my services. I deal primarily in yokai metals. I'm feeling generous since you helped me retrieve Whisper, so I'll give you one for free. To obtain more, well, that's where your yokai watch will come in handy. Should you chance upon certain fateful happenings, put the watch on your wrist and you shall be rewarded for your meritorious deeds. I can't speak today. In addition to the yokai, I also brought other wares, which may interest an adventurer like you. Exotic weapons, specifically designed by the fine artisans of my company. We accept legendary metals as payment for these weapons. Here, should our weapons suit your taste, this yokai medallion will prove useful in explaining where you can obtain the necessary legendary metals for each weapon. Oh no, is it going to be my new Skyfire book? A bit of an inconvenience, I know. Oh, so you do know! But I would be a terrible businessman if I simply gave our wares away for free. Whew, Whisper's long-windedness is starting to rub off on me. Feel free to speak with me about the yokai or weapons at your leisure. I should have a few loose ends to tie up here at the Gold Saucer, so trust that I wouldn't be wandering for a while. Oh, and my real name is Nohi. Yes, Nohi. Glad to finally make your acquaintance. Yokai metals are a symbol of entering a sacred bond. More than a friendship, more than a marriage. With the yokai watch, you will be able to gain those metals. I told you that it would allow you to encounter unbelievable beings, didn't I? Yeah, I'm doing the voice based off like his English dub. I've seen a couple of the anime episodes, but not the full thing. Yokai medals can be attained by completing fates while equipping the Yokai Watch. Yokai medals can be found at fates in the following areas. Black Shroud. Oh god, pretty much everywhere. Everywhere in the Realm Reborn. And the Darvian Hinterlands. Oh no! Oh no, those are new areas. Ah, shit. Legendary medals can be obtained, albeit at a low probability, by participating in fates in areas designated in the Yokai Medallion, while accompanied by the Yokai Minion designated on the medal. The Yokai Medallion can be accessed in the Collection menu on the Minion Guide. They aren't locked? Okay. Collection. Everybody's showing off their yokai. You have added an item of interest to your collection. Other such keepsakes found on your adventures will be stored here, viewable at any time should you wish to reflect on your past deeds. Collection. Which one has? Gathering, fishing, challenge. It said one was in Minions. Do I get like a special one? Ooh. Hello. Jibanyan! I knew it had Nyan in there somewhere for, you know, the sound cat makes. Okay. Yokai medals can be traded for yokai minions. Yokai medals can be obtained in select fates. Well, I got a little guy in a fate that wasn't a yokai yesterday, but... So apparently you can get other minions that way too. Koma-san. Whisper. Lazaria. Kyubi. Komajiro. Manjimut. I hate this bastard. He's just a creepy old man that looks like a dog, okay? And he pervs on people in the story. Noko. Vinoct. Shuganyan. Havernyan. A lot of them are like just branches of the same yokai. Robonyan F-type. I'm guessing it's a robot. USA Pion! What the hell? Lord Enma. Lord Anata. Zazzle. And Damona. Okay. I have one yokai medal. Have you come to get more yokai, or perhaps peruse my array of special goods? So I can also purchase... Okay, I do purchase all of these. Yokai medals required. Purchase weapons. I need legendary ones, though. You think some are from 2 and 3 games? Yeah, they probably are. Especially since the later games didn't get released in the West, possibly because 1, it didn't take off as much in popularity, and 2, some things that are considered humorous in the West are not quite as socially acceptable. I mean, humorous in Japan are not quite as socially acceptable in the West. And, yeah, there's certain things they would definitely have to censor in those games that I've seen. Dick jokes don't really fly for children in America. Okay, so apparently we just get medals from grinding fates, maybe? Is there any particular fates that I have to do, or do they just drop from random ones? It said too there was like a collection, something or other, companion. Currency, character. So you use the medals to get the minions. Then when you have the minion equipped, they drop both medals? Ah, so Dodo's gonna get a break, huh? Dodo gets to go to daycare for a little while. Okay. So I gotta pick one to start. I'm so damn curious. Let's get you acquainted then. Meet your new friend, Apion. I hope you two will get along. He looks like a little alien bunny. Okay. So I gotta go into... Oops. Hang on. Actually, hold. Nope. 1 second. Please hold. Not you. You just happen to be standing in my... I'm assuming this is the yokai warrior weapon right here, seeing as it has Jibanyan literally on it. Let me actually put this here for a little while, just so it's easier to quick access. It won't be forever. It's just while I'm doing this. Okay. So now that I have it equipped, I should maybe be able to get the medal for it? Is that what you're saying? Legendary medal is only dropped when a minion is equipped. In the collection submenus, in the duty menu! There it is. Mogpendium. Oh, right, I still have coins for this. Okay, I can also get it from here. Then how the heck do I... Is he in here then? Ah, this is for... This is for tournament stuff. Then, where are you? I don't understand. I don't see him. Am I just blind? The yokai is just a regular minion, so you need to pop him first. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't. Sorry, I'm a little dumb. Sorry. Sorry, Dodo. Just for a little while. There he is. A yokai from across the sea. Not to me. Apion hopes to someday venture into space. He uses Vader mode when he's angry. Like Darth Vader mode. Okay. Legendary Metal Fate areas. Outer Lenosha. Middle Lenosha and Western Thanalan. Those aren't connected at all. But yeah, that explains getting absolutely flash mobbed while doing my weapon grinding. Let's give it a try. Obviously, I won't do this all on stream today. But just to show it off a little bit. Dang it, something else sees me. I think. But yeah, sorry about that. Not being able to find him in my inventory. I guess I went full Pokemon brain there. Forget they operate like minions because they are minions. Legendary US Apion Medal. Oop, that person probably flew in for this, but I killed it by myself. Okay, so that's how we get them. Are they in my inventory? Yeah, they are. A small multicolored metal disc bearing the image of US Apion. Okay. So... can we get multiple in this area, or do I have to get them from other spots? I'm assuming it's like 3 each? Oh no, this area has been cleared out. Holy crap, you guys. No, it hasn't. There's one. There's one. It's still pretty cleared out, though. Everybody's gonna be right there. If I can even get there in time. If they're still grinding it, they're all gonna be converging on this one spot. I kind of want to see one on stream. Okay, there's a couple people here. It's not as bad as it was at the very beginning of the event, where, oh my god. I can't throw it. Did it count? Did I get one at least? Alright. But no, there were like dozens of people when this event first started, all converging onto the Fates. It was hilarious to witness. Like I said, it made relic grinding a little easier for a while. Provided you could get to it before it just got obliterated. Let's see. You get 1 mount from 12 minions, another from 12 weapons, and the final from all weapons? Yeah, people are literally just waiting. It's just a random drop from any of the listed fates to do at least achieve silver or gold. I don't think I've ever achieved anything less aside from maybe right now. I'm just curious if I can grind them all out in one area, or if I have to, like, maybe get one of each from each area. I'm a tad confused on that front. Yep, this person's waiting too. Spawn in! Whee! Huh. Maybe I'll try. Instead of waiting around. Western Thailand. Anything here? Or has this been ransacked too? There's one right here. sink. There were some people yelling at the blue mages, though, because I guess blue mages on the field kill stuff so fast. It was taking out fates faster than anybody else could participate. I'll let them get that one. That way they can get some points too, maybe. There we go! Legendary USA Beyond Medal. Okay, would I still be capable of getting more here? Or, like I said, is it one per area? I'm not really understanding that part. Sink, stupid! Okay, that was fast. I need 5 of the medals. These people are going this way, so I might pull a fast one and go this way. So I'm guessing there's going to be multiple in several areas then. Hurry, Chocobo! Hurry! Yeah, it's gonna be underneath. Dip! Let's also not forget to tank. So if other people do show up, we don't accidentally get them killed. That's too low level for me to use my super. Could lower his defense, but that'll attract all the goblins. If somebody else shows up, I will. But at this pace, it'll die. Almost there. At least while I'm grinding relic weapons now, it'll make it easier. I can be getting something while doing this. Okay, so I can't get more legendary medals. Oh, they give different weapons? Based on the actual medal itself? Well, I figured out Jabanyans just because someone was standing next to me with the cat on the weapon itself. But are these supposed to drop regular medals too? Because you say I've just been unlucky in that one of the regular medals hasn't dropped. Are the legendaries, like, more common then, ironically? In the future, I'll probably look up what weapons they drop. So you can say, because I'll be looking it up anyway. Oh my god. I gotta get at least one. Oh my god, come here! Why won't you let me? Oh, I can't throw yet! I'm too low level! I am baby! Come here, you bastard! I need at least one! Oof. I kept trying to throw my axe, but I was too low level to have the ability to throw an axe. Huh. The rabbit is the monk weapon? Oh. I see. Oh well, at least monk gets something fancy for later. Since, you know, I do technically... Now if I could just level sync prior to... I'm just gonna... That didn't work as well as I thought. Woo! Woo. This isn't working to plan. There might be too many people. Let me just... Okay, these say legendary fate areas. I'm not really certain how these are supposed to get dropped then. I'm assuming just like normal, and like you said, I've just been unlucky. Outer Lanasha seem to have the best. I want to get at least one regular fate drop, so I know it's working correctly, even if it takes me a while. Sorry! Okay, there are people here too. Let me... No, I don't want to warp. Let me... Thank you. Ah, shit. I mean, it sort of counts, but not really. Okay, the one over here hasn't been triggered yet, and it's a pain in the ass, so it's pretty likely that I'll get a high enough score. Ooh, there's two, actually. I was thinking of this one. This one's a pain in the ass. If other people show up, it'll only be a good thing. Right. Gotta destroy the toolboxes and then the boss appears. Whether or not the rest of the squad survives is irrelevant. I've done this one a couple of times in my weapon grinding rotation. The only problem with Schism is that sometimes if you do it by yourself as a warrior, you don't have enough time. Especially since these guys respawn. You think you know why the regular medals haven't dropped? Do tell. Like I said, I'm new here, so you can't really spoil anything in a side quest like this. Ignoring the kobolds for now. So I need to destroy these toolboxes. Then I can group them all up. Have I equipped the watch? You need to equip it? Go away, go away. Damn it! I think you can equip mid-fight, so give me a minute. Has appeared. I'm assuming wrist. Oh, son of a. You better have good stats. You do not have good stats. No! Goodbye, stats. Now to get flashball. Flash mobbed in the Cobalt Pit. You don't need to take out the minions, but they get in the way, and they also heal the boss. They are annoying. This is why we self-heal. Okay, they will respawn in, but... Yep, see the ones back there spawned in. sort of possible to sometimes lead her somewhat back here. If you can get her back up the stairs. Sometimes it works out. When they spawn in, they don't see you. Hey, someone came to join the party. No, it's only by defeating these. Come back. Maybe she's not even here for that. Who knows? No, she's watching a movie. She's doing a different quest. Never mind. Alright. Round him up then. Why do you have to be standing so far away from the others? Sitting. Damn it, you spawned in late. Wait, there it is! Oh, really? Because you're not part of the regular crew, that's why. That also means you die faster. Okay, I did get one, I did get one. Let's see. Yeah, it has Whisper on it. A simple silver coin that sends chills down your spine. Because we are permanently possessed. Bearing the image of US Apion. Okay, next. I'll probably finish one. And then I'll do the rest of my own time. Just because it's a whole lot of grinding. Okay, it's fine. That music sounded different. So I needed to make sure it wasn't the big one on accident. Almost dead anyway. I don't think I got a medal. No, I did, but I didn't get the legendary one. I think you said I needed 5 of those. So we going back into the mines. Not that way. You think I'd eventually get used to this place, but no. This one I know it's a pain in the butt. Wrap around. Technically on the edge of it. Ooh, people are here for this one. Hello. today, that's for sure. Wanna take a shortcut and beat him there? Remember doing this one as part of my relic quest. Quest 2. Try not to aggro the plasmoids. You can sort of bring it a little bit, I think, forward. Yeah. Just don't go so far that you accidentally cancel out. Because when you do that, you can make it vulnerable without attracting the little ones. Down over halfway. It's pretty much a shoe-in for getting gold or silver. Feel free to join, though. Doing lesser damage to get the kobold. Boink. Nice. Didn't get a legendary one, though. I think there's an online spreadsheet to keep track. Probably. Knowing my luck, I'll probably end up being the person making said spreadsheet. That's how it usually goes. It'd be great, though, if some of these overlapped with my relic weapons. Kinda want to start to do this earlier, since I have been doing that grind in the background. It would have been nice. Just saying. Madam, your horse bird looks like a horse. It has hooves. Just take some of these. There we go. 5. Yeehaw! Okay, you said I needed 5. So, does it mean 5 legendary medals or 5 regular medals? Because there seems to be a little bit of a difference. Regular medals seem to like they'd be traded for anything. Ah, like what was that sound? Oh my god, why are so many of these kobolds healers? Okay, regular medal. And a Titan Mithril Shield. I guess I can obtain these from certain bosses now. Neat. Okay, Thalian. Gold Saucer. Now I gotta remember which section he's in. Yeah, I did go 5 even to be safe. At least I think I did. Yeah! Wait, this one's blue now. This is the little samurai one. Oh, I bet it's somebody else's, actually. A pleasure to see you again. Have you come to meet more yokai, or perhaps browse my array of special goods? Oh, there we go. Yeah, only this one, the monk fists. Okay, they do tell us which one we need. For... What about magic, though? Does USA Pion get me anything here? Black mage, red mage, white mage, college, astrologians. No. Okay, so they are 1 per class. But what's the framer's kit? Terribly sorry, but this prize is meant only for those who have befriended each and every yokai. If you wish to earn it, you can start by gathering yokai medals and growing your circle of companions. Okay. Let's get these. There's a cutscene associated with it? What the? Here you are, your new weapon. Go on, try it out. I see, his little horns are the punchy bits. But they're fire. They're spirit fire. I might have to do my claiming on screen for a certain reason. The number of legendary yokai medals required to purchase yokai weapons. Oh no! It goes up! The grinding gets worse! Ah! Participate in Fate's turn more medals. Well then. Otherworldly ears. Okay, let me look at who I need. I need legendary Jibanyan. And I need 10 now. So you be careful and not get Red Mage Dancer, Samurai, and Gunblade yokai for now. Yeah, maybe. Unless I go absolutely tits crazy, which I just very well might, because I will be grinding for my relic weapons in the background, so obviously I'll do the ones I have first, I think. But you never know! Sometimes I just lose my damn mind and go crazy and things happen. So, yar! I need legendary Jabanyans. Jabanyan. Is it just regular Jabanyan? I am so scared to, like, double check it now. Yeah, it just says Jabanyan Middle. Who's the normal dude? He's a little kitty down there on the left. How many do I need? I need... Stop that! Required 3, bag 5. Okay. I bet that goes up to or something. Let's get you acquainted then. Meet your new friend, Jabanyan. I hope you two will get along. So long as he doesn't race out into traffic. Because that's his thing. He died in a traffic accident and now he spends his days training to fight cars. To summon. It's a Jabanyan festival in here. He is cute though. I might collect all the minions still, even if I don't get all the weapons. I think you're in areas you don't have. But you would double check all the others. Should they be in the starting regions? Yeah. I'll still probably collect the minions. Especially for the, like, golden saucer creature, whatever. Go, Jabanyan, Central Shroud, Lower Lenosha, Central Thanlan. Okay. Grinding off stream or on stream, chat? Do I make this yokai day or do I go back to MSQ? Yeah, you're right. Some of them might be in areas I don't have, depending on where you get the class. You don't mind either way. I might do some of them off stream then. Just because I have a lot of downtime I can use to get to this and it might get kind of repetitive for people. So Jabanyan will be joining me for MSQ and then I'll be doing lots of grinding later. And then maybe at my next stream I might claim just a whole ton of weapons. Or at least one. We'll see. Journal. My MSQ is not listed in here. I can only hope it's in Madonna. Because I didn't technically accept it yet. Do you have any idea how nice it is having a teleport crystal for MSQ? Do you? I gotta remember which one is our headquarters. Oh. Oh, right, this is a thing. Thank you! That's right, I was also gonna eventually do more Deputy Post Moogle. So many things. So many things. When Yugiri met the fraternity, the Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yugiri. The south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an inconspicuous Huron man there, and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now before you go, I'm obligated to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you would be introduced abide in the shadows of limits in society. I've already met them. They value their independence more highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariably wary of new faces. Though it be penned by the Admiral herself, mere words on parchment will get you only so far in their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here is the letter. Go to the aforementioned place, and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. So this is when the rogue job was introduced? Oh, it didn't come out right away, did it? Fisherman's. Yeah, last time they didn't recognize me. I'm so curious that if I change job class or something, that maybe they will. 1 second. Ignore the ugly boots. Forget we gotta be let in. It's editor in a patch. Ah. Is this not where the fraternity is? The inconspicuous. Man, no, maybe not. I got ahead of myself. I wasn't exactly looking at the map. You meet me somewhere else? Still down here. I'm just off slightly. Why do these boots squeak? Can I not go down from here? Got business with me, venturer? So, you're this person the Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might catch a glimpse of Thancred, too. Been a while since I saw his shite-eating grin. But what's with the doe-eyed wenches about? I suspect he's got his hands full. And you must be the Far Easterner. What Mailrobe says wants to train with us. Welcome to Linsa, milady. I am Yugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as to the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. Ah, you're not the first person to say that, lass. Lim says, a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so you have developed fighting techniques suited to this purpose, I see. Know that the practitioners of my art, too, are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. Then what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you come with us, Yugiri of Do-What's-It, we can get acquainted in more private surrounds. That didn't come out right, did it? Bren, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. Well, now I have a reputation to keep up. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long, I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Maybe get more treasure coffers. Gore, it's been ages since Thancred up and left the sisters, but I wouldn't give to run with the old scoundrel again, just like back in the old days. Far Eastern combat art, huh? I must say, my curiosity's been piqued. through the maelstrom. Yugiri has the air of a woman bursting with gratitude. Much and more has occurred since I first beheld Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play a part in your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have long kept you overlong. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured that I no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Minfilia, pray relay her to my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. I thought we were actually going in. See if it would maybe change. Guess not. Maybe if I'd met with the actual leaders, but...
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand.
It always catches me off guard when the cutscenes are actually voiced.
If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me. When the Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul. But never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable.
I mean, you think we could do that? Maybe that's what I was doing when I was fighting in the Crystal Realm.
As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder. Could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long. Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
Probably nothing left of them.
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima,
12 preserve.
Guessing Ultima here has story significance, similar to how Meteor often does in various games.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned.
You just sat there until nightfall, even had a maid light you a candle?
It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
Good kind or the bad kind? You were the one who was kind to me before, but that doesn't mean you're not up to some shiz. But I'm curious too about the Echo. It kind of reminds me a little bit of something from Crystal Chronicles, particularly Ring of Fates, although it does translate into the base game as well. Though how is a major spoiler. The different races in that game were all granted a different ability by their core crystal. And the Clavats, specifically the ones that they made their royals, were given the ability to speak directly to the crystals. They were called, I think it was Starseeker, but they were the ones who could influence the crystals and even somewhat influence reality, and as a result, they sort of had a spirit body, if you will, that could enter and exit the crystals apart from their physical bodies. So I'm curious if the people with the Echo are very similar to the Starseekers. The Great Divide. It's also the big powerful spell used in the Ultimate Weapons fight. Yeah, the one that nearly broke the crystal herself. Our friends, the very isle itself, everyone and everything. No. It avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. There's other things it can do too, but those are a little bit more on the spoiler end. It concerns etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to the good King Mugomog 12. May he ever be fluffy and admiral. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have yet to thank you. Yet all is not well in the Twelveswood. Our latest readings revealed an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Acelia, I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees, hailing from Ul'dah, this time are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present they are in the 7th heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Acelia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread, and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Maybe Alamegans? Brent, I shall be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Because I know they've tried other places to no avail, like the Shroud. The Shroud literally wouldn't let them in because spirits be angry. I'm well aware that our resources are finite, but we have a responsibility to protect the people of Eorzea. I wouldn't know if it's the thing from Type 0. I've only seen the beginning of the game. Yeah, l'Cie are sort of similar to tempering, excuse me. The difference being is that l'Cie, until they fail their focus, get to remain human, and they get to keep all their thoughts and feelings as they were. I mean, you can rebel if you want to, you just are screwed if you do. You basically turn into a zombie. But it doesn't change a core aspect of a person. You get to keep your free will. Whereas the Star Seekers, it wasn't just crystal powers. Because eventually in the Crystal Chronicles series, people do start to manifest crystals within their bodies, allowing them to use like greater magics and stuff. But prior to that, the Star Seeker specifically was to communicate with the mother crystal. Not just little ones, but like the big one. Because it had a mind of its own, and therefore they were seen as deities and priests. They basically worked alongside the king in that universe. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I led the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Well, be praised, it is you. So it's a little bit more important than just, ooh, I have magic powers. It's, I can talk to the crystal god deity that is being held within Rabenna Terra, our home kingdom. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know naught of your situation. Beg your pardon. Antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off the scraps of Ul'dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the ones what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed at our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. And I knew we had to run. The only question was where. And then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took on them foreigners, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all those who have been affected by the calamity. And so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we have nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tataru? Is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphinaud has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Seven hells, now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we got. Milady. We are not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphinaud, and quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I would have you find have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we're discussing earlier. Yida and Papalimo will see to it. Alphinaud is being treated by the Hourglass. Hurry! Yeah, the power you get from the Mother Crystal in the Crystal Chronicles series, since you do get to see the Star Worshippers, their power, it only goes to the royal family, and it's also a hell of a lot more than your traditional magics. Let's put it that way. It's a very plot-important power. Starseekers. There we go, there's the word that was in my brain. Well, you can tell he participated at least. I should have warped. I'm an idiot. Oh well. We take the long way. Sorry. Swallowed water, funny. Back to the refugee thing. Do you know what's worse about the Black Shroud one? It's that Alamigo is right next to the Black Shroud. Oh, it is, isn't it? So it's the first place they'd turn to when they were rejected and had to travel down to Ul'dah. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky situation. Because Alamegans still technically have a home, even though it's a wasteland with no resources. The thing is with Mordona is that it's also a wasteland with no resources.
You must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well. Ul'dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life.
That's the other hard part too. If we took in the Alamegans, not that I'm against it, the people of Ul'dah would probably see us as like rallying a force against them, even though that's not what's happening at all.
To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Ramuh and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor.
That's the hard part, though, too, is that they refuse to acknowledge them, but at the same time, if somebody else was to adopt them and take them in, then suddenly they'd be upset about it.
Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'dans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions.
I've noticed.
It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest. Nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Get earrings. I don't think these raise anything on me. Yeah, I do know there's other continents in the game too. just because I have a certain Eorzean cookbook in my collection and it kind of has a full body map in it. But I do figure these places are pretty big. Same with any other country. But Alpha now wishes to investigate the circumstances surrounding the ride, although Africa's not a country, it's a continent. There's a lot of countries within Africa. Point being is I know that it's fairly big. All of Eorzea, I mean. As I've told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this peculiar riot may have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you'll accompany me to the Hall of the Flames. I would hear what General Raban has to say about the matter. It's a complicated situation. Unfortunately, a place being big doesn't necessarily equate to resources, though. Or acceptance. That's like here in America. A lot of people don't understand that just because our country is really, really big, a lot of it's empty space. Like, I can't stress enough that if you leave the city in some place like the Midwest, like where I am, you will drive for literally 3+ hours, if you're lucky, before you hit any other degree of civilization. It is just pure forest and farm the whole way. The cities are clustered, and then there's like a whole bunch of expanse where there is either just a ton of wilderness or a ton of farmland, and then eventually just all of a sudden out will arise another city. Now's not a good time. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. So in a way, it sort of is a little bit like living in a video game. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already? You may credit my swift recovery to your Chichirujans. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout the inland. But we have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents. But progress is slow. They're damnably elusive. I can well imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I needed hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny the tensions between Ul'Dan's citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Dolmens were turned away. But would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. I think sometimes yes, actually, but there might be something else going on here. And what of those who have not even a single guild to spend? Who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear arms against their benefactors. I kind of live in the pew-pew country, which means, unfortunately, I have seen that firsthand. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that this power keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set up in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. The General is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim, without the necessary proof, that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request from such information, but I have no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? It's almost like if they gave them proper employment, it would go away to help improve the issue. It would. That's why even too, when we took the domans and I said, guess what? You're gonna be farming. Because you're gonna be farming. You want fed, you help dig. You look as though you've something to say, do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual may be better suited to the task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. When I say forest and like farmland too, I mean like very little housing either. I'm not talking about like, oh, a few subdivisions scattered here and there, like, Desolation or corn? There's some parts even that are like big major cities, and then you step outside it and it turns a little bit into subdivision, and then you step even a little further outside that, and then just... Welcome to the wilderness. Or cornfields. And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well, then you've come to the right place. Ah, you mean those refugees. Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of the Lost Hope have come to accept their situation, and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like that merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. A friend of the Sultanate, are we? I take it this means someone has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I'm increasingly concerned Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka, he will explain everything. Despite having no decent soil, we've managed to grow some crops. These wee ones can enjoy a proper meal on occasion. It depends on what kind of crops you're trying to plant, too. Because this is a more African climate, so you're wanting to do a whole lot of beans. Don't hurt me, I'm not one of them. Wait, I know your face. Are you not the person from the Church of Saint Adma Ladama? 1,000 pardons, my friend. I mistook you for one of the thugs who have been tormenting us. If Leofric bid you speak with me, then I take it you have agreed to help. 'Twill be praised by that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fanatic's spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to accounting and taking that which is owed. A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you'll understand why. Even now the babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt that the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. Beans and chickens. Beans and chickens. Because the chickens can eat like a lot of the bugs and stuff. And grasses that you can't. But you can eat the chickens. We're also now here in America too. We're trying to make a breed of chicken that, they look a little bit bald from the top down. So they kind of look a little bit like a vulture because they've got like these really bald necks. But they withstand the heat so much better. They don't suffer like heat strokes in the summer. What are you doing? Don't draw. Don't draw. Don't draw. Why don't you run with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me. Be here to soothe me. Why? Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Soothe the dude? Calm down. Who are you? What do you want? It's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they must give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons that he had brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited, he split us into groups and sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried parleying with theirs, but then they started arguing, and then fighting. And then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter, and God's the other group. They're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. That's what you get when your cities and countries are designed for cars and not people. Not necessarily, actually. And that is not the reason why. The reason why is because we're one of the biggest farming sections in our country. So as a result of all the farmland and stuff, people don't really live in between as much unless you work the farms themselves. So kind of odd as it is, we don't go anywhere. We just stay in our little own self-provided bubbles. It's not that it was built around cars, it was built around the idea of you have everything you need already. The other refugees are hiding in the caves of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why? The twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox and all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we had never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our case was righteous, that the gods would never suffer to be defeated. Though, if they were forced to confront reality, that is, challenge the twins in combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one person, mayhap then they will agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. Beat their asses so they don't die. Got it. Where am I going? This way? Yeah, this way. Some of the cities in other parts of the country are definitely built more around the need for cars, and they aren't themselves self-sustaining. But ours is. 7 hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear and make for the rendezvous point. Is that your game, is it? Sorry to disappoint you, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. However, as a result, both as consequence and sort of on purpose, it is true there is nothing to do. And most people here hate party culture, and I mean hate it, and I am one of them. As a result, because when you spend that amount of time working, you're tired. You beat him like it was nothing. The hell's almighty, what are we gonna do now? Like that whole idea surrounding like, oh, we're missing out on youth by not being able to party excessively and get drunk every single night. Like, that is a weird thing to me. We don't have that here. Or it's only started to invade recently and the locals don't put up with it. Like, that was never a thing in my youth, or my parents' youth. At least not here. You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What of the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better than a handful of them taking a beating from you than to get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was over? Huh? But what else would he be? Unless he went to the stone's throw to recruit others? Like, you occasionally have, like, a barbecue or something? But it is so chill. It is, like, have a beer and just put your feet in the kiddie pool kind of chill. It's not a raging, drunk, loud music, Coachella kind of party. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him. Convince him to cease his mad quest. This will surely lead us to Rund. Yeah, I hate parties. I can't stand it. That's part of why I stay in such a location. And there's places for that, it's just that this isn't one of them. And I like that. I like that there could be different standards. Because for different places. Because different people need different things. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Molda. The man said they were going to change everything, so that we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it best when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry, and I got scared. Say, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for a merchant. She might not understand that he's stirring up trouble. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look, over there. I think that's him. Well now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? I think I probably look a little too fancy. Clearly I am overdressed, for he is running. He's getting away! Go get him! The man who left my parents ran away! You can't let him get away! That's fine, he's tied to quests. But yeah, I prefer staying in a more smaller, quieter location. I just don't appreciate everybody else trying to turn it into a tourist trap. We have nothing for you. Go away. Let me sleep. You again? Why are you pursuing me? Sedition? Treason? Revolution? That's preposterous. Who has filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The selfsame refugees who terrorized the streets of Ul'dah, huh? You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. Let me see your fingernails. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. For the sake of argument, let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a Kieran's arse about politics. It was business, only business. I want to see your fingernails, because when you fire off rifles, you get gunpowder underneath. Show me your hands. We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. You just said before it didn't involve you. And two, nothing is more suspicious than, like, freaking out and running away. Too bad you're probably gonna get assassinated before you agree to help me, because... Yeah, that was an archer up there. I saw the bow in the cutscene and immediately knew. What's all this commotion? 7 L's. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Thankfully, I'm not wielding a bow. Hold, adventurer. I wouldn't know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots? Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it's obvious you're not the one of whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Or there's multiple people involved in this. In a coup, there usually is. It ain't usually one dude for profit. There's other factors in the background. Who's supplying them? What news? Where's the merchant? He didn't just sell arms out of nowhere. Murdered? Damn it all to 7th L. He was not simply murdered, he was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. You may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Yeah, it probably wasn't guns that were sold anyway. Now that I think about it, that's probably not till later. Revolution! The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries, as well as the results of your own investigation. Master Alpino has already been informed, and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak to Bartholomew. That is probably in the basement. No? Yes? Excellent work. The information you brought us helped me to persuade General Raban to call this meeting. Mayhap now we can discuss matters openly and honestly. We've been expecting you. Please proceed inside. Getting a lot of money.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, the truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
More so than usual. You mean?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Bait and switch?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill?
Nope.
It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Allagan ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Allagan ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Yeah, because they think there's someone in office that cares about them and there isn't.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Do you forget where the ultimate weapon came from, buddy?
Omega.
Or Omega weapon, excuse me.
Pardon?
An Allagan monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon.
Oh, Omega.
Larger. We know not. It has yet to be fully excavated.
They have two different names in Final Fantasy X, so that's why I got confused. One's a slightly weaker version of the other. You're talking the robot spider, Omega.
Allagan inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it It might explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cotonou Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Well, they were able to build a civilization so advanced compared to ours that we had to figure out how to open even a door.
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Uldar.
Yeah, let's have this big important conversation in a big echoey hall.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
So, Bartholomew, who'd you let listen in on the other end of the door, and why did they faceplant into it? Stories we tell. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all that chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so. Lieutenant Nightmare, pray keep us informed of any developments in Cartano. Be gone, whelp. This is no place for children. Hey, she followed me here. I'm sorry. Oh. I was looking for you. You said you were going to the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? It's a long story. Yeah, I tracked down the guy that killed her parents, but then he died too, and I kind of got out of loss, and then, you know, world-shattering technology got revealed. So he visited Stone's Throw as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with them? They are not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course, but first I need finish speaking with my friend. They're telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait by the pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister. I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an aether-starved primal, even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia's too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to the threats that arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources, and ourselves. We need a tax consultant. Mayhap it's time to come for a change. Ren, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worse. I will explain in detail once you arrive. I never understand why they can't do that over Link Pearl. Does it have, like, one heck of the equivalent of a short battery life? Ah, the Twelveswood. Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed? I have received no reports of Ixali activity, which leaves the Sylphs? But Ramuh always minds his own business. Go. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. I know it's a Link Pearl. They had him in Final Fantasy XI as well. It's just... do they not have secure communication? Do they only have so much magic at a time to be able to talk? Can you get a 4-hour conversation out of a Link Pearl? Actually, before we do that quest, there's something else I need to tend to. It just made me think of it. I mean, Link Pearls were how you did long-distance chat in Final Fantasy XI, prior to there being any sort of thing like free companies. It's kind of a newer concept. Feathers and Folly.
Friendly one, this one is good news and horrible, miserable, terrible news. Which does Friendly one want to hear first? Friendly one would like to hear good news? Good news is that these ones finally found Nasty One Deluxio and the Podling. Horrible, miserable, terrible news is the sprouting ritual has begun. Chosen One will be born and Nasty One to Deluxio's care. Does Brave One understand what this means? These ones do not have mother and father like walking ones. When little one sprouts forth from Podling, first face these little ones cease. That one becomes nurturing one to little one.
Is it going to be the scholarly dude?
If these ones do not do something, Nasty One Deluxio will become Chosen One's nurturing one. Touched ones will wield power of Lord Ramuh to destroy these ones' homes. Walking ones, nations, everyone. Elder One looks for Friendly One. Please go quickly.
If teleporter's tax and maybe Link Pearl has a tax. Yeah, like, maybe it's a really bad cell phone bill sort of thing.
Brave One has been friend to these ones time and time again. This one would ask of Brave One one final favor. Brave One must seal into the heart of Touched One's lair, rescue Podling from Nasty One Deluxio before Chosen One sees that one's face. Never have these ones needed Brave One more. Elder Frixio, this one would go too.
Oh wait, no, it's voice. My bad. Wrong voice for voice. This one has been a fool. This one's half-hearted designs play on being a hero have brought only trouble and anguish to little Solstice. This one's would make it up to, you ones. This one does not want to end his days as a bumbling one.
Bumbling one talks funny. Funny talking one should be silent one.
This one begs you ones. This one has learned one's lesson. Please one. Give this one just one more chance one.
Shush! Funny talking one's funny talking makes this one's head hurt. Funny talking one's good intentions are not lost on this one, yet well-meaning one is still bumbling one, and bumbling one would only put brave one and oneself in danger. Listen to this one, stay in this place, out of trouble.
But this one, ugh!
Finally, these ones can have some peace and quiet. Listen well, brave one. Deluxio and Touched Ones perform sprouting ritual at the seed bed, deep in the heart of the Sylph lands. The journey will not be easy, even for Brave One, but... Brave One, your loyal steed awaits! Oh, jeez. What? Hello?
Yes, feast your eyes on this glorious plumage. Let your spirits be lifted by my rousing call. That's much better. Queh. Voice? Who is this voice? I am Voko, prince among chocobos, fleetest foot in the Twelveswood, and I am honored to accompany this brave adventurer on their quest to save all of Sylph kind. You know I have a real chocobo, right? This one has no words. Alas, poor bumbling one. It would seem that one's mind has turned to feathers. Why do you tarry, adventurer? With each passing moment, the threat to this realm grows. Yes, Voko must press ahead. With or without you, fear not, chosen one, for Voko will rush to your aid. Queh! It appears Brave One's task will be even more difficult than this one imagined. This one begs of Brave One, do try to keep Feathery One from making a bumbling mess of everything. I can't make any guarantees on that. There are things that are even outside of my reach of influence, my dear. He even changed his name to Voko. Queh, the forest is a frightening place, but take heart. Voko, Prince of Chocobos, fleetest foot in the Twelveswood shall... Queh? What was that noise? Accompany Voko to the seedbed. Your feathered companion is a skittish bird and will flee to safety if he loses sight of you. To the seedbed. Queh, queh. Hello? Okay, he does follow me. Okay, he's like the Moogle then. Oh man, we have to walk a ways. I'm assuming we have to literally walk too. Which means I can't take any fancy shortcuts. Thankfully nothing here will mess with me, but still. Whoa! But they attack him! Sir, you are a walking hazard. Why do you have no weapon? One moment. I see something I need. He ain't no chocobo. If he was a chocobo, he could assist me with casting Choco Meteor. Chocobos, in many Final Fantasy games, including this one, can fight. This man just stares at me. Slouched and confused. Trying to avoid us being caught. You sure you can make it back out of here? I need to fight Voko. have the chosen one to save. Chocobos don't talk, Boko. You really want to commit to the bit? Look before you. Your royal steed has guided you to the seedbed. The chosen one awaits. I guided you. Could that be Queh? Yes, it's the chosen one's paddling. Did you drink before we went on this mission? What is wrong with you? It's gonna imprint on him, isn't it? I'm gonna have to fight something and he's gonna become Mama Sylph. He's probably not gonna be able to leave the costume either. Ah, excellent. Walking one is just in time. Just like an actual baby bird. These ones have lived in the shadows of... Jesus. Of walking ones long enough. Chosen one shall choose this one to lead these walking ones to a new era. I wonder if they're ignoring him because they really don't know. New era has no place for imperial ones, walking ones, or traitorous ones who call those ones friend. All who are not these ones shall perish, and dead ones' blood shall water these ones' forest home. The cabbage has a knife. It intends to make kimchi out of me. Queh. Oh, do stick around, Feathered One. After this one deals with Walking One, Roasted Feathered One will make good feast for these ones. It may be tempered, but it's still kinda dumb. Now where was this one? Yes, say your prayers, doomed ones. It's totally gonna hatch. Yeah, something's a little missing. Boss one, look out! Feathered one is... Feathered one is walking one? What is the meaning of this? Kulu Yaku that got into the Final Fantasy XIV realm? Ah, it was me after all. You're not be calling this one stupid one anymore, methinks. With me, friend. We must see the chosen one back to Little Souls. Oh, how invigorating. Yes, these legs will carry me forever. Look, here I am about, like, maybe 20 feet. He'll get tired. How can this one be fooled by stupid one? It's about my feelings right there. Like, really? Come on. Yeah, but vegetables. I did try some kimchi recently. I liked it. My mom really likes it. Like, she's been putting... What did I just say? 20 feet! She's been putting on everything, including pizza. Alright, nerd, wake up. Friend, I tried, but my legs will carry me no further. I beg of you, see the chosen one back to safety. Weep not for me, friend. I am but a bumbling one who bumbled until the end. You're not actually dead, are you? No, you sat up. Okay. See the podling back to safety, friend, and weep not for this one's sacrifice. See the Sylph podling back to safety in Little Solstice. You have 50 seconds before your arms and legs give out from the burden. Oh, it's heavy even for me, is it? Should you fail to complete the task, return to the starting location and begin anew. Be wary of attacks from enemies. Should you find yourself tiring, seek out patches of luminous moongrass, which will restore your strength. I have to go the whole distance, don't I? Well, I guess All those carrying missions have prepared me for this moment. Thankfully, I'm high enough level that the enemies won't bother me. I wonder if it's possible to do this as like a miner or botanist. Or heck, even a fisherman. Since you have the ward to keep enemies away. You know, the funny part is, I've seen someone carrying this, so I know for a fact people in the overworld can see me doing this mission. Oh no, I can't go this way. Don't mind me. Ignore me. Ignore me. Baby, I'm bored. I kind of scattered these out. I don't like this part. Because I can't tell where the next stop's going to be. There's one. So there's all sorts of different paths I could have taken. Like here, I kind of question which direction I should take. I took the roundabout one. Thinking maybe there'd be something. There's one. Okay, now it's a pretty straight shot. But does that mean it's going to imprint on me? Assuming I take it here. Oh, you're really gonna make me climb the steps with this thing. And now you gotta prepare for combat until it hatches. Choco Man! Nobody told me you did track and field to run this far. Oh, friend, how delighted I am to see you're safe and sound. Myself? No worse for the wear. Thank you. It really is quite curious, but relieved of the burden of the paddling, my recovery was remarkably hasty. Yes, I dare say I've learned much from my numerous near-death experiences. Stay clear of the Sylph lands, leave the heavy lifting to the adventurers, and most importantly, keep a close eye on one's journal and one's undergarments. Now, let's say we sit back and witness the dawning of a very new era for Sylph kind. In all the years ones have lived, never once did this one imagine that one would see this day. Alright, who's it gonna imprint upon? This one asks, who is the calling one? This one is Frixio, Elder of Little Solstice. This one would welcome Chosen One to these one's family. This one would build a home of peace and tranquility for these ones, if Chosen One would join this one. If that is Elder One's wish, then this one is born to answer. Such words are succor to this one's heart, Chosen One. Okay, the baby imprinted correctly. And the cycle begins anew. We didn't have any human mishaps. Okay. Report to Helio at the Adder's Nest in Gridania. Let them know that the baby has hatched. And it hatched on the side that won't kill us. Hello, friend. Your timing could not be better. I just received a report from Voice, regaling your exploits in Little Solstice in considerable detail. Why, to think that that young man not only solved a 1,000-year-old Sylphic prophecy, but single-handedly fought off a veritable legion of malevolent Sylphs to rescue the Chosen One and secure a future of peace and prosperity for all Sylph kind. Brains and brawn. Yes, it's clear I picked the right man for the task. Single-handedly, eh? Ah, worry not. The brave lad gave credit where it was due. Yes, he clearly explained that his heroics would have been impossible without your clever chocobo ruse. You motherfucker! And insisted that I gurgeon you for your supporting role. Pray stay a while in Gridania and rest your legs. My supporting role, huh? I'll roll him alright. Down a hill. You've achieved a trusted reputation with the Sylphs of Little Solstice. Furthermore, you now have access to a wider selection of wares. Sylph assured. Alright. Sylphs are done. Huzzah! Is this something? Friend of the Science, I'm glad to see you. I assume you have been appraised of the situation regarding the Mughal monarch? Oh, I bet this is hard mode. No. Extreme mode. After your previous disposal of the king, Kupo-Klop approached the Mughals' guard and attempted to convince them of the error of their ways. Unfortunately, it appears his efforts at persuasion had the rather opposite effect. The royal sentries reportedly flew into a frenzy and focused their righteous indignation onto a new summoning ritual. Mayhap it was the unwavering intensity of the Mughals' guard prayers, but the king has returned to the forest and enveloped in an almost blinding aura of majesty. Kupo-Klop tells us that this dauntingly maniacal avatar has now taken to calling himself Great King Mughal Mog 12. Suffice it to say that the Elder Seedseer is willing to condone the necessary act of regicide. For the safety of all who dwell within the Twelveswood, it has been decided that the king must fall. A certain member of the Elder Seedseer's personal guard has already escorted Kupo-Klop to the ward that shields the monarch's domain. Those among us with the ability to see Mughals are often high in demand, but considering the urgency of your mission, our leader felt it best to expedite matters. Pray make your preparations and set out as soon as you are able to. Kupo-Klop awaits you at the Bramble Patch in the East Shroud. Ah! You forget them out for the vegetables? I'm not sure, but we're headed back this way anyway. I'm assuming it's probably, oh, the big ogre-looking thing with seeds on its back. That was also part of the Ladies' Day event. Can't think of what they're called. Big, rotund guy, fangs, skinny arms, big mouth. Okay. Which one of you sells me stuff? Gold leaf exchange, currency exchange, no. Maybe it's some items and it's just further down. Limp. Gubu. Thank you, Gubu. And a wind-up Sylph. Oh, it was cute. It looked like baby. You can now sorrel the Laurel Gubu mount. And the wind-up Sylph minion. Not you. wind-up sylph. Unlike most species in which the female bears the offspring, only sylph males are capable of reproduction, and they do so via the single flower upon their heads. After the flower is fertilized, it will eventually fall off, giving rise to a child known as a podling. Okay. Sylph lore. Sorry, I'm getting a drink. Okay, and what about mounts? The laurel gubu. After having the moss and flowers growing upon his head pulled up and tossed aside like common weeds by a band of sylvan ne'er-do-wells, this quiet-mannered gubu was taken in and cared for by the Sylphs of Little Solstice, whose elders crafted for him a magnificent laurel with which he used to hide his scars. Aw, he got bullied. Okay, time to go see the king. Well, technically not. I'll get the quest unlocked. But I'll probably have to do it solo at a later date. Since, doing expert-level dungeons with randos kinda doesn't always go well.
Oh, I knew you'd come at last. I was hoping, Kupo. Not long ago, I heard a stern word with the Moogle's Guard about the dangers of turning pleasant fairy tales into disturbing reality, but they insisted that the intimidating force that is good King Moogamog XII, may his scepter of judgment ever command our respect, is exactly the sort of savior we need. The Moogle's Guard are afraid, Kupo, afraid of how the forest has changed, afraid of the never-ending conflict, afraid that we Moogles have no place in this new world. I am scared of all these things too, but the thought of unleashing our royal menace upon the Twelveswood scares me even more, Kupo. Please, you must deal with them firmly before this goes too far. A measured thrashing, of course, nothing too brutal. You can enter Thornmarch here, though the terror I've made in the ward. Take good fortune, and in the meantime, I'll go let the others know that the great King Moogamog XII, may his reign end with minimal bloodshed, will be vacating his throne, Kupo.
Stop summoning him. Thornmarch Extreme, now accessible. Not today. Not today. Okay, now we can go back to Mardona. Detours, gotta love them. But, you know, context. And, you know, it was done, so. Hello. I came on behalf of the Elder Seedseer to petition the aid of your order. The antecedent has been appraised of the situation. It is a relief to see you healthy and hale. The latest news from Ul'dah was most disturbing. Someone's buying rebels weapons to make them look like the bad guys, because as much as you provide to them, they are still no match for state-sponsored military. Which means not only do you get your way, but people also get hurt. While regular Ul'dah still remains in power. Anyway, clearly, the only injury Alphino suffered was to his ego. Well, that's pretty easy to bruise anyway. Doubtless, it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you are ready to begin, I will summon them now. Lord of Levin. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured, I should not have summoned you were it not urgent. To business, then. I have received some most disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. They have reason to believe that the Sylphs may have called forth the revered guardian, the primal Ramuh. I'm sorry, may have, then it's not certain?
The Elder Seedseer informs us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylph lands, however, display no signs of undue commotion.
I guess you missed the baby event. Forgive me, antecedent, but that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramuh is reported to act only in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the Sylphs or their territory.
The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, it would surely not have escaped your notice.
Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon.
You were supposed to report that. I beg your pardon. You foresaw this eventuality and did not to prevent it?
I told Papa Lemo I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the Sylphs feel about people poking around in their territory. They already summoned Ramuh once right after the calamity, but that was because the Guardians came trampling through the forest.
And so long as Castrium Orion stands, the Sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove a number of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of trees. 'Tis like the Sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion, and quickened their efforts to summon their god.
I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds. Once again, it is the affairs of men which have paved the way for a primal's coming.
Indeed, one cannot help but wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, the regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Bren, though your dealings with the Sylphs of Little Solstice, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. Two, actually. I wonder, might one who was treated with the Sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramuh can be convinced by our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of the primal summoning.
A fond hope. Were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial.
But maybe this time we can...
Let us continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramuh's presence. The Elder Seedseer has requested your personal involvement. Pray report to Commander Helio at the Adder's Nest as soon as you are able. Steel yourself for the worst. While I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter, experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Levin will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow scions will of course lend you whatever support you require.
Yeah, I'm still working on Bard. I didn't really get a chance to last week because I was super busy with not last week but the week before because I was super busy with catching up on like Genshin and Honkai.
The Elder Seedseer has asked for you by name. Pray report to Commander Helio at the Adder's Nest in Gridania with all haste.
And I sort of fell into a bug snacks hole. I'm almost done with it. All that's left is the DLC area and the final boss. Oh, look at all the little Moogles. Friend of the Scion, your arrival has been most anticipated. Again, the appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you as to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seer, however, would speak with you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic, rather than martial skill may be better service our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the Lotus Stand. Yeah, I wonder if this would change if I had White Mage, but I do not. I feel like I need it lately with how many people have been getting themselves KO'd in these fates. The other scions have already arrived. May I show you in? It's also just taken a long time in general with the DPS classes. No offense, but lately when I've been going into dungeons, a lot of people who have been either tanking or healing, it is very clearly their first time doing so. If I may say so. And the dungeon kind of ends up taking 2 times as long due to all the wipes. I'm most curious to hear how Elder Seer means to treat with Lord Ramuh. I see the Sylphs have sent their own representative. There can be no doubt then. Whenever the Elder Seer is planning, I want to know that I'll be right there by your side, and I'm sure Y'shtola won't be far behind, even if she does think everything's mankind's fault. It's said once that Ramuh passes judgment with his wrath is impalpable. 'Twould be best to conclude this discussion ere Gridania and its people are placed upon his scales. Hello! Hello, Walking One. It's good to see a friend of Elder One.
Scions of the 7th Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty. I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramuh is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace.
You can hear that and not be tempered?
Our guest informs us that the Sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin. Though his exact whereabouts remain unknown, we may safely assume that the Primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands. Unlike the other Primals you have encountered, Lord Ramuh is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian to his children. Given that we and the Sylphs found a way to share the Twelves Wood, it is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
I'm always afraid to advance it, lest I interrupt the voice.
Blessed as you are with the power of the Echo, you are one of the few among us who may commune with a Primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations.
Elementals aren't primals. Yeah, I know that much, but it kind of, the way she worded it made it seem as if she heard Ramuh's voice directly through the forest.
The Twelves
So my bad.
has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramuh himself, are in perfect accord. Let us not endanger our shared home by engaging in unnecessary hostilities.
Alright. Who's gonna set him off then?
Dear friend, I beseech you, safeguard the peace which exists between our peoples. You have my thanks. pray make for little solace, then. A member of the Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there. He will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest. Yet, it is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its coming. All the lands of Eorzea shiver in dread anticipation. Have care.
With the spirits bless me business. I mean, do you want a flood? Because that's how you get a flood. One town in my state went viral over the week. A bear broke into a sweets factory and stole a big bag of sugar and ate it out on the lawn, and it got caught by the security camera. It was at night, so nobody was there and nobody got hurt. But that's probably what blessing your business in this kind of context would entail. Friend with the Scions, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the primal Ramuh himself, an unavoidable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I have been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location of where Lord Levin might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with the findings. If you ask nature to bless your business, it might not look like what you expect. Leave it, Levin, an impression. I get it. Very funny. I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer.
This one returns, and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and they have wisely identified the precise location where the Touched One summoned Lord Ramuh.
Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this person to the fellow Scions? And their fellow Scions? Excuse me.
It would be this one's pleasure, Walking One. Please come with this one.
Yeah, as a big guy's voice could travel. That was sort of what I was thinking. Combined with her having really good hearing and senses of the elementals, I kind of thought maybe she could, like, hear the faint whispers of his voice in the forest.
Wise ones have ventured deep, deep within the Sylph lands. These ones must proceed carefully and keep an eye out for touched ones.
Or just avoid them entirely.
This one is most sorry, but this one can go no further. Draw too close to Lord Ramuh, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking One will find wise ones not far from here, to the south. Go in safety, Walking One.
I'm so curious if they get a choice in being tempered then. Like, I know that's the case with people, but of the beast tribes, it could maybe happen by just getting too close.
So, Thancred is Thancred, Papalimo is Papalimo, Yistola is Yistola, and you are you, right? Well, that's an easy enough to remember. This one's name is Ida, in case Walking One was wondering. Joke, I'm kidding.
Wait. You're Sylphs. Ah, there you are. It is you, isn't it? Or is it? Hello?
Don't ask. Suffice it to say, we had something of a situation here.
during the Sylph missions, there are moments where they turn into people or giant turkeys, like roasted turkeys that you eat on holidays. I'm guessing they took on your appearances and now everyone is mildly confused. So it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded Sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc with their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Y'shtola's face when one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That is quite enough, Papalimo. My apologies. It's not like me to ramble on so. At any rate, I was saying, I have finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I have reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramuh was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylphs' Aetherite. Come, Bren, the Lord of Levin awaits. If only I'd gotten to see that exchange, I would have greatly appreciated it. It's me, again. Ruining your day multiple times a day.
Thine order betrays thee, servant of hiding.
I mean, I've seen bigger.
Thou art the bringer of light, bane of Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, and Leviathan. I am Ramuh, guardian of the children of the forest.
And Good King Moogelmog 12. You forgot Good King Fluffy Moogelmog 12. The Great.
Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the Sylphs? The Gridanians proffer peace? Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest of harmony, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just. Redanian or Garlean, it matters not. The good intent of one excuseth not the misdeeds of the other. Thy conflicts have brought naught but anguish and misery unto the forest. All blame doth lie with the darkness that resideth in the breast of man.
So you'd rather we just lay down, die, and then all the forest gets screwed over? Because that is what would happen.
This calamitous seed. In the beginning no such duality existed. Were light and dark given form when man was born? It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake. Thou canst not deny the urgings of thine own nature. Knowing that thy mere presence here portendeth tragedy, wilt thou persist in this pretense of peacemaking?
I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges. But they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light, aye. But there is something more in thee.
Yeah, it kind of felt too special to get from a spider scorpion.
Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial.
What has that got to do with anything?
If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment.
Well, that ain't fair.
Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
Sorry, what? That lightning bolt
Riange,
blew my ears out.
It is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
How could he resist finding another person that speaks like himself?
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Ever shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady.
And he puts the goggles back
I
on.
must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramuh, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
Do you have something against showing your eyes? Striking tree. Hard, now accessible. Good luck, he's a complicated fight for tanks. Is he? Is there something I need to do? If it goes too wrong, I could always change classes. Okay, let's see. Okay. What to expect at the striking tree. You can pose quite a challenge if you aren't prepared. Ramuh will use powerful lightning attacks that will incapacitate you and your party members. Unlike other trials, Ramuh does not move from the center of the arena and must be tanked here. Luckily, Ramuh does not possess any cleaving attacks that will damage players who stand in front of him, so feel free to strike him from any angle. After certain lightning strikes, an orb will be left behind. You can gather up to 3 of these to grant the special buff electroconductivity. This will be used for a few different mechanics throughout the fight, so be sure to pay attention to where the orbs are and if you need to grab any. If you gather more than 3 orbs at a time, you will be debuffed with static condensation, which will reduce healing given and received for a set duration. Okay, so no more than 3 orbs. Additionally, any orbs that are left on the ground will provide Ramuh with a damage buff. Stay on top of picking these up, but be sure to leave a few around for when you need them later. Okay. During the first part of the fight, Ramuh will target random players with a thunderstorm. This attack is a small area of effect centered around each player and does a small amount of damage after a short delay. There's also a few thunderstorms that do not target any player, and instead, it remains stagnant on the ground. After dealing damage, these instances of thunderstorm will leave behind an orb. Thunderspark, an attack will deal damage in a circle around Ramuh. Avoid this by moving away. It will apply a terror debuff on 2 players that do not have top enmity. These players will be unable to take action for around 40 seconds. To save those players, if you are targeted by the thunderstorm, stand near them to shock them out of terror. When you are targeted by thunderstorms, stand near them. Additionally, you can save yourself from chaotic strike by running near Ramuh when he casts, ensuring that you are hit. Best advice, watch your debuffs. I can try. I didn't finish reading my guide, but... I'm already digging the music. Big Xenosaga fan, so of course I'd like it. Hurry, eat the fish. Tank stance. Why won't it let me target him? Hello? I'm just gonna follow the other tank. There we go. I'm assuming when those thunder strikes are on the ground that I need to stand near them. So far it's going down pretty quick. Great Arbiter. Don't know if that needs to do anything or if I need to keep them away from people. Oh yeah, that's why I didn't cast the shield right away. Okay, what are you doing now that you're targeted like that? It's probably fine in hard mode. It's probably not until extreme that it becomes a problem. Ooh, I can't move. I have the Terra now. Alright, debuffed for you. Send it out. can't commend anybody. They all left.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
Yeah, they might have even nerfed it.
And I judge thee a worthy champion. The task of excising the sin that hath taken root in man's heart is thine. Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond. Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly lost.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one.
I'm sorry, fanboy.
In witnessing thy struggle, a truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Ascians.
How so?
But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at the Rising Stones anon.
Okay. This. Oops. Oh my god, stop. I'm just trying to be lazy since I'm running out of time. Yeah, I bet they probably nerfed that fight from when the game first came out, just to give people a better time of getting through it, and then kept the harder fight in extreme mode. You've returned. Dare I ask how Ramuh received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms. It was well done that you have some experience in such matters. The people of both Gridania and Little Solus will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the Forest Champion of Peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day. The Elder Seedseer must be informed of your deeds at once. Okay. The Elder Seedseer will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjure at Nofiket's altar will be explained to you. Farewell. Alas, I am kind of out of time. So that will have to conclude at another time. But I figured defeating a primal would make for a decent ending. They probably removed a lot of mechanics in that fight as well. And kept them only in the harder modes. So from here on, I am probably going to be doing a lot of yokai grinding in the background. Like, a lot. Though it should allow me to make some decent progress on this weapon, too. Here's hoping. So, I want to get that done before the end of A Realm Reborn as well. And there may be a chance I end up reaching the end of the story while still having a few side missions. So that might be around the time that I do, like, Coil of Bahamut and stuff, too. We'll see. You're halfway through 2.3 if you're wondering about progress. Cool! We're halfway there! Which, we made it in about 2 streams. So, 2 or 3 streams. So, definitely shouldn't take too much longer to reach the end of A Realm Reborn. Yay! Making progress. Which, like I said, I will probably then be taking a small break, though. Until the graphics patch comes out before I officially start Heavensward. Just because, one, I don't want to get burned out, and two, I kind of want the patch to go up at the same time that I officially start the new expansion. To make it all nice and pretty. So with that, this is where I'm gonna call it for now. Oh, hi Nehru. You've been lurking in the for the comfy ARR story. Well, it's good to see you, Nehru. And I appreciate you stopping by. And you too, DJT. But for now, I'm gonna have to go make dinner, so this is where I'm gonna call it. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined. I'll still be doing the class stuff in the background, so those videos will be coming up on YouTube eventually. Bard is going to be finished, and then I'm probably gonna start something magey. I did say Black Mage, but I might detour into White Mage just because so many people have needed healing lately. So we'll see. But for now, thank you to everyone who's joined, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!